Okay, thank you. Meeting is called to order. Is everybody on?
Yeah.
I can hear everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Okay, meeting is called to order. Thank you all for joining us. No meeting minutes to go over. Do we have no guests at this meeting. So what we can do is immediately talk about the timeline that we have for the town meeting that is coming up in December. We will be, as far as I know, all on our own individual Zoomcast, probably obviously simultaneous with the town meeting. I don't know that there will be a lot of issues that we have to talk about individually. But we will be there. There are only two issues that we have brought up, as you all know. We got everything finished for the warrant, and it was sent. Lynn, thank you very much, by the way, officially for getting that all done. The town meeting, special town meeting will occur in February. We will likely have at least two, if not three, items to consider. I have not seen them yet. I have asked the town council, the select board, to have them to us in final form as quickly as possible, hopefully by our next meeting, so that we can start to consider them, because the budget process is going to begin in about 2 weeks for us. The town manager has requested the individuals heading the departments to have the information to them in presentable form this week. We should be receiving copies certainly of the school budget and of the other large departments sometime in the first week of December, in which case we have the opportunity to break ourselves into committees to revise and to review anything that we have to. So one of the objectives that I would like to complete today is to have those committees formed. I think we have just about everybody. Lynn, did we have anybody who was unable to join us today?
We have some missing members tonight, George. I wasn't notified of anybody specifically.
Yeah, so we have, well, I think what we're going to have to do anyway is we may have to make some assignments.
George, before we move on to the annual town meeting, can we skip back to the December town meeting? For those members who were not at a previous town meeting, maybe you could discuss how they may need two devices to listen to the meeting. And perhaps could we ask Erin Bradley if she'd be willing to set up the Zoom call for the warrant committee breakout?
Lynn, I would be more than happy to.
Thank you, Erin. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. I'm glad you are keeping me honest with that, because I just, again, because we've done it so often, I just assume that everybody's up to date with this stuff. So for those of you who have not been in the remote town meetings, what we do, the town meeting actually cannot occur unless the warrant committee is in session. Okay, because we are the recommending body to the town meeting, and we have to be in session if there are any revisions or any amendments that are coming from the floor to the articles that we have already recommended. So for that purpose, because we are all remote, we usually conduct a separate webinar or a separate meeting like this Zoom meeting, which simultaneously goes on with the town meeting. They can't hear what we're discussing. We have arranged for all of you who are not town meeting members to be able to get into the town meeting so you can see in real time what is going on. There were some problems at an earlier town meeting, but I think we've resolved all those. So that when we are conducting the warrant committee and we have a question from the floor, or we're being requested to approve or not approve a revision or an amendment to one of the articles we have put forward, we can discuss it in our own separate Zoom meeting and then report back to the town moderator the result of our discussion. So from that perspective, we will meet on the 7th of December, I believe it is, isn't it, Lynn?
It is. And just to reiterate, in past experiences, we found it beneficial if you have two devices that you're able to handle watch the real-time meeting, the town meeting, and then Zoom on another device
Exactly.
to avoid confusion.
That's right.
For both town meeting members and non-town meeting members. And if
Right.
anybody does not have access to two devices, if you could offline email me and I can get you a device in time for that with social distancing.
Right. And thank you for bringing that up. I will tell you what I have done is on my home computer, on my iPad, I will have the town meeting going on, and on my phone, I will have the Zoom call for the warrant committee. And that seems to work very well for me. I know it's worked for others, but however you need to conduct this, again, please avail yourself of Lynn's offer if you need help to do it. And we could just take it from there. So does anybody have any questions about the process?
Mr. Chair, it's Erin.
Hi, Erin.
Can I just ask Lynn a quick question about this?
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Lynn, do you also want, if there's any roll call votes that have to happen during the meeting, do you want me to keep a record of those?
You don't need to keep a record. If you could just call each member that's following protocol. I don't seem to have great, the Wi-Fi gets a little dicey because we're there together and a lot of people are using devices. So I'm not always able to see you guys or to roll call for the warrant committee breakout. Thank you, Erin.
No problem. Absolutely. And if you need anything else, Lynn, just let me know offline. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, George,
Okay.
this is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
I'm not a town meeting member, so I have used as my alternate device. I've just watched it on TV.
Yeah, that's fine, but
because
you
you
are
can't
being
get in Zoom.
you will. There's usually a delay from the TV, as you know, and it's okay for you to do that, but there is a delay. The issue that we've addressed is non-town meeting members having access to the town meeting through the webinar that goes on, and we have arranged that. I think, Lynn, you had sent out an email for anybody who was not a town meeting member to report in, so that you could have them included on the distribution list for the sign in. So if you did not respond to that email, please do so, that Lynn can then make the arrangements as necessary.
Okay, that works.
Okay. And Lynn, if you haven't heard from anybody, why don't you just go ahead and make sure that they know going forward what they have to do.
Thanks. I was able to look up everybody through the website.
Okay, good. And you got everything you needed?
I did. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so the primary discussion that we have tonight.
Bring
Go
me
ahead.
back. Mr. Chair, I got to bring it back. What time do you want the Zoom to happen on December 7th?
The town meeting, I believe, is scheduled to begin at 7:30. So we should be in session. We should be on board at 7 p.m. Okay?
Yep, thanks.
All right, that'd be great. And if you send around the information for that, that'd be very good. Okay, so with respect to a couple of other housekeeping details, as we are going to be in really work mode for the next probably 3 months, it will be wise to have our meetings kind of as standing meetings each Monday evening at 7, and they will be remote. If we can do that, we can cancel meetings we don't need to have, and obviously we will be respectful of people's timing and their schedules around the holidays. But to have standing meetings for the Mondays from now through mid-February would be wise. They will not be long. I guarantee we will try to keep them relatively short, and by short I mean an hour or less. honestly, because my eyes glaze over after an hour at 7 o'clock on an evening after a busy day. And I wouldn't presume on anybody's time. I know you all have families and you have obligations and you have jobs and houses to keep up, et cetera, et cetera. And in order to get the business of the town done, one of the things that has been successful for us is to break ourselves into committees to review the different budgets of the individual departments, to effectively look at the detail and to have the detail available to everybody so that when we get to the point where we're actually discussing them with the different department heads, with the superintendent of schools and chief of police, et cetera, we have enough information available to be intelligent about it and know what we're talking about. And this has worked for certainly all the while that I have been chair. So we can move on to that aspect of the meeting now. The largest component of the town budget is the school budget. It represents close to, I'd say 55%, 55 to 60% of the budget of the town of Milton is attributable to the school department. And what has been extremely successful in the past is that the superintendent and the assistant superintendent for business come and give us almost the entire meeting, their needs, the outlooks, head count, trends, et cetera, so that we have a very good sense of where that largest component of the town budget goes. So for that end, it is usually the largest committee that we have, of subcommittee of the Warrant Committee. And those of you who served on it last year understand what goes into it. If you're willing to serve on the that subcommittee for the schools, now is the time to volunteer. I would really like to get this done as quickly as we can, and as thoroughly as we can. So do we have anybody who's interested, who might have done it last year or who would like to do it, who would be willing to serve on the committee? I think we should have 5 people on that particular committee. It is a big responsibility. Lynn.
It's Christine.
Oh,
Hi,
Christine.
how are you?
I'm sorry.
I did it last year. There were 3 of us last year,
Yeah.
which worked fine. Actually,
Was
there
that
were,
okay?
yeah, well, actually, there were 2 of us. Like Scott was on it, but I don't know if he kind of missed all of our sub
He might have
meetings.
a few of the meetings, yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't effectively on it. It was just me and Brian, and that
Yeah.
worked fine. But if you want to put more, that's cool too. But I'm happy to do it again. It was fun.
Thank you. I like the idea of a large number, but if I was aware that we had some, and that's one reason why I think a larger number works, because if somebody is unable to or misses meetings, then it's not left to just 2. So if Christine, if you are willing to do it, Brian, are you on?
He's not. I just looked, put him down because he was keenly interested in being on the committee last year. I remember
that's
that.
Fine. Brian, you both did a great job. It was really quite good. Can we have a third? If Christine, if you think that 3 is okay, I'll defer to you because you were in the middle of it and the 2 of you did a tremendous job. If it was just the 2 out of 3, it was unbelievable. But
I think 3 is good. Well, I mean, it's not, the more eyes, 3 or 4.
Yeah, the more the merrier. But if I would like at least 3. So if Brian and Christine can do that, is there anyone else? If any of our new members are interested, this is a very, very, very important role to have.
I would be interested in learning a bit.
I'd be interested.
Okay, speak up, Lynn. Who you want to get the names?
Rosemary and Ohani both raised their hands at the
Okay.
same time, George.
Rosemary and Ohani, thank you very much. The 2 of you can join Brian and Christine. And when the time comes, I'll leave it to you to come to a consensus how to conduct the review, because these reviews are usually done offline. The Warrant Committee usually doesn't. You as a subcommittee, you're responsible for looking at the detail and coming back to us with recommendations about their needs. Okay.
Yeah, and that happens just for new folks, usually after the initial presentation by the department.
Exactly right. So if we can do that, that's great. The next 2 are the public safety. Erin, were you on this one last year?
No, Mr. Chair, I did the government stuff.
Okay.
with-
Who was?
George,
who was-
I had public safety.
You
Kathy
did,
had-
that's right. Kathy, you did public safety. Were you
Yeah.
willing to do that again?
Absolutely.
Public safety is fire and police.
Yep.
Okay, particularly. Do we have anyone else interested in fire and police? You can be more than one.
I'll do it.
John?
Yes.
Thank you. That's great. That's terrific. Okay. After that is DPW. John, you were on the DPW, were you not last year?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we never met.
You never met. I didn't know
I
that.
didn't.
You did. Okay.
I'd like to be back on that though.
Would you like to, if you want to take the lead on that one, I can't think of anybody who's better equipped. I mean, you run a business where you actually do as much for the town as the DPW in some places, I think.
Yes, I'd be
That
glad.
would be great. Is anyone else interested in doing DPW? That's extremely important to also to the town as well. Because if we don't get volunteers, I'm afraid I have to assign people. And I really don't like doing that because I want, you all know what your interests and capabilities are better than I do.
This is Emily. I'm happy to join that one.
Emily, thank you so much. I appreciate you pitching in. Okay. How about Parks and Recreation? Does anybody have an interest there?
I did that one also last year, George. I don't mind doing it again.
Oh, that's great. Terrific. Do we have a second for Parks and Rec? That's actually kind of a fun one. And it's amazing to me how much they do with really a shoestring budget.
Very short money, yep.
Yep. Does anybody else have an interest in that?
Well, I love Kathy, so I would love to help out with that.
Oh, I almost jumped in on that. I'm like, if you're going to be with anybody, be with Kathy because she's got it all done.
Kathy, the fight over your
This is
committee.
one, I'm going to join this meeting every Monday night just for the love.
You've got the schools. That's huge. I'm more than happy to help Kathy out.
Go for it.
Okay, Aaron, you go ahead. Okay, cemetery. Cemetery is reasonably straightforward. I mean,
I have
they
done that
don't-
in the past and it's very easy. I'm happy to take cemetery.
Thank you, Christine. Who was with you? You didn't do it last year, did you?
I did it with Clinton year before last, not
Year
to put him
before
on the
last.
spot.
You know
He's
what?
on this call.
Clinton, are you
Yeah.
there?
Yes, I am unmuted now.
Would you like to do that again? Would you like to be on the cemetery committee?
Only if it's with Christine.
Ah, there you go.
Ah.
All right, there
Done.
you go. Thank you very much. That's done. Library is an interesting one because they're undergoing existential issues. What do you do being remote?
Okay, this is
So-
my last one. I love the library.
Okay, Christine.
And then I'm
you're-
done.
Okay, understood. Who else? Some of you who have not spoken up yet, please shoulder some of the responsibility because this is important for the town. I don't like making assignments, but I will if I have to.
Christine, I would be more than happy to do the library with you.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
The Capital Committee.
So George, I was selected to be on that, but I haven't heard anything for it. So
I don't know why they haven't contacted you. They're aware that you are there. I don't know how frequently they meet, so I can't
Yeah.
say.
I mean, I did all the application work and everything for him, but if you want to put me on that, that's fine.
If you have time, that would be appropriate for you. And then, does anybody else have an interest in that? This is where the town's making capital purchases, and it's extremely important because a lot of them are bonded.
I'm fun to work with.
I know you are.
I would be happy to help with that one as well. This is Emily.
Great.
Emily, thank you.
Thank you.
That's really helpful of you. I really appreciate it. Okay, the rest of them, I think we hit the big ones there.
Mhm.
Now I know that some people who have been on the warrant committee for a few years have interest in some of the others, like the small,
The government one.
the small government ones, the
Yeah.
the health, Board of Health and the other ones.
Council
Doug
meeting.
Those last year, Mr. Chair.
You did, yes,
Yeah, yeah, with Doug.
with Doug. Doug is very good at, Doug, you're not on, are you?
He's not.
I don't see Doug. I think we'll assign Doug to those because he did a great job. Aaron, you have already, what, 3 assignments?
No, just two.
2? Would you like to do that with Doug?
I would like to do the government one again, Mr. Chair, if I could.
Okay, that's fine. I think we've hit all of them at this point. I think we got all the major ones at this point. Lynn, you and I can put our heads together offline and fill in the rest of them, and we'll just send out the assignments at this point. I don't think we have to belabor anything. For those of you volunteered, thank you very much. The town is grateful to you. I'm grateful to you. I think this is a very efficient way of reviewing the budgets, and I think that we'll be able to make a lot of progress.
So George, when will we see the first drafts of these? You
The
think
first drafts of the budget, the town administrator, Mike Dennehy, indicated that the department heads were to have had their drafts to him and to the town accountant this week at the latest. I think the 20th was the deadline last Friday. So I think they probably have them already, and they're going to distribute them after Thanksgiving. So we should be seeing them very soon.
Okay, will we get paper copies or will they be electronic?
Both.
Okay,
I know that we get that the town, the school budget is ordinarily delivered to us in hard copy, and it's mammoth. It's enormous. It's extremely detailed, and it actually, I think, is helpful to me to have that because you can flip through it faster than you can do it online.
I agree.
But it is available online as well. So I think that we have a lot of opportunities to review these things in detail.
Hey, George.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt. It's Christine. I just remembered, didn't they want their binders back last year?
They did for the school.
Yes, yeah.
Yep, they did.
So
I still have.
I have mine.
I still have mine.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
how should we do that?
Let's find out what they want us to do. I have a feeling they'll distribute new ones to us, but if we have the old ones, I would have imagined they would have wanted them by now because what we got were first drafts, and of course it went through several iterations, as you know.
Or tell them they can just deliver the
content
paper.
Content. Deliver the content, and we have the ring binders already. Right. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll get hold of Lynn. You and I can put our heads together on how to do that the most efficient way. But I think we can do that, and unless they've already been produced, who knows? I mean, I think everybody's remote at this point in the school department.
I think it was not the school department; it was the big one, and I think it was Amy who asked us to keep the binders.
Amy Dexter, yeah.
It was, which leads me to the next question, Mr. Chair. Since Amy is now Glenn in the school.
Yeah, his replacement. Yeah.
Yeah. So have we heard who the town administrator is thinking about putting in for Amy's position?
For the new town accountant,
Yeah.
I know that they're actively looking for candidates. I do not have. I don't know that there has been a replacement announced yet, but I can find that out easily enough.
Okay, because Amy, that's going to be a big hole to fill.
Oh, tell me about it. She has been terrific.
Yeah. So, okay. As soon as the town administrator finds that out, if there's a way that we could, at least know that person's name as soon as that person's hired. I'm nervous looking at how quickly we usually have to turn these things around. So I'm just trying to be prepared as I can be.
That's fine. I think we're both nervous about that as well. I'm optimistic because I know that Mike has been on this and that he's doing his very best. And I think that he will be able to, fill that hole reasonably quickly. But she does leave very big shoes because she knows, literally where all the bodies are buried. And whatever she doesn't know, she finds out pretty quickly. And she's I think she'll be great in the school department because of that. But again, I share your admiration for her, both the admiration for her and the concern that how we're going to find somebody who's that good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lynn, you and I will put our heads together and
The school's really lucked out getting her, Mr. Chair. I can't believe how lucky the school board is to have her work. I mean, it's
I don't disagree. Having somebody internal to the town is going to be very, very important.
huge.
Yeah, particularly with the transitions that are going on all over the place. Okay, so with the assignments underway, the next thing I think we have to discuss is the schedule. As I say, our meetings should be kind of standing meetings Monday at 7. Our first one being a week from today, if we need it. It is likely that that we will not have the information we need by the 30th of November, but more likely that we will have a discussion at the very least, maybe later that week about logistics, which would be a quick meeting. At the very least, we will meet when the special town meeting happens that night at 7 o'clock, December 7th. I think, Lynn, we have no new business, have we?
No, George, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Is there anything anybody would like to bring up? Because that's all that I have right now.
I just wanted, hi, Chair, this is Ohene.
Hi, Ohene, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I just want to say thank you for explaining the whole process of the town meeting, the two setups and everything. Lynn and others who mentioned that. Thank you very much. It's helpful to know, to be prepared.
Yeah,
so we can be effective. If there's anything else that comes up that you think about that you remember, would you just email it out to some of the new folks? I very much do appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll take care of it. We want to make sure that you have the preparation that you need. Because it's a great process, and because there are only 2 articles to be discussed this time around, I know there will be lively discussion. I don't think it will be. I'm hoping it will not be as long a meeting as it could be. I mean, we're talking about putting money back into the budget, not cutting anything. I think there will be some people concerned that we're not putting enough into the different savings funds for the town. But you know, we still have to keep living. It's, you know, you save for your retirement, but if you're starving before you even get to retirement, what's the sense? So I guess that's the analogy that I make, and I hope that will carry the day for as many people as can vote positively to the changes that we're recommending to the budget this year. So if there is no new business, please accept the chair's thanks for all that you have done and your volunteerism for the town on behalf of the town, and the work that we're doing, which really is at this juncture, and given the different demands of the town and the crises that COVID is bringing forward, it's really important that we continue to do as the work that we're doing, and to be as vigilant as we have been, and continue to ask the questions and to provide the backup for the town meeting as we go forward. And so if there isn't anything else, please accept my personal thanks and best wishes for a very happy Thanksgiving for you and your family. And I hope that you're all enjoying health and safety as we observe the holidays, and just, you know, keep our heads down and wait for better times.
That's good.
So I think in order to bring the meeting to a close, we have to take a head count. So the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
second. Thank you. Lynn, do you want to take the roll?
Clinton,
Yes.
Rosemary,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Emily,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
Ohani,
Yes.
Erin.
Aye.
Motion is approved. I thank you all very much. Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving again. And we'll be in touch if there's a meeting next Monday. Otherwise, it'll be the evening of the town meeting.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving,
And
George.
thank you all. Thank you, you too.
Happy
Thank you all very much. Good luck.
All right, bye-bye.